Hi, dear booksellers and librarians. My name is Rachel Small, and I'm the publicity director at Astra House, where since February 2021, we've been publishing high-quality literary fiction and nonfiction by authors who are deeply engaged with their craft and communities. Some of our biggest books have included Derek Purnell's police abolition memoir, Becoming Abolitionists, Alejandro Varela's National Book Award finalist debut novel, The Town of Babylon, and Esther Yi's YN, a wild literary novel about fandom and K-pop that continues to shine in the media since its publication this March. I want to thank you all especially for all the love that you've given to Alejandra Oliva's Rivermouth, which is an Indie Next and Indies Introduced pick. We couldn't publish the kind of groundbreaking, barrier-pushing books we do without all of you reading them, loving them, and sharing them with your communities. So without any further ado, I will tell you about some of our big fall books. Starting with Do You Remember Being Born by Shawn Michaels. With the whole world now obsessing over ChatGPT and AI's encroachment into the arts, I can't think of a better time to publish Do You Remember Being Born? The story about an aging poet laureate who agrees to collaborate with a big tech company's AI bot in writing a historic poem. This is not the kind of muscular doomsday approach to the subject that you might expect. Instead, Shawn Michaels brings us a warm, sensitive, airy novel with a strong female lead, struggling to make sense of her rapidly changing world. Do You Remember Being Born asks the questions about artificial intelligence that are at the front of all of our minds. What are its implications on labor, art, authorship? Shawn Michaels has been thinking about and working with AI for a long time and recently published a fantastic essay on the subject in the New Yorker and was featured in an Esquire article about the rise of tech worker fiction. We expect great things for this novel and are excited to bring it to readers across the US. Melissa Lozada Oliva is an in-house favorite author, and Candelaria is her debut novel, a family saga told in the course of one day about a Guatemalan grandmother and her quest to save her granddaughters and possibly the world when an earthquake of epic proportions rocks the Boston area. It's a book about zombies and cannibalism, repressed traumas, wellness cults, and bodily fluids. It's gross, funny, heartwarming, and thought-provoking. In short, everything fans expect from Melissa, who went viral for her confessional slam poetry in 2015, and since then has only continued amassing fans with her sharp sense of humor, both online and on the page. Expect to see Melissa and Candelaria everywhere. We've got an impressive slate of reviews and interviews lined up and are bringing her out on a huge tour, including bookstore and library events. If she's not yet coming to your store or library and you want to invite her, reach out to me. My email's at the beginning and end of this presentation, and I'd be happy to talk to you about that. Jonathan Abernathy, You Are Kind is a debut novel about debt, labor, and the trappings of late-stage capitalism. When its narrator, Jonathan Abernathy, lands a job auditing others' dreams in order to remove the less savory elements, he's relieved to finally have a steady income to pay off his debt. But when the line between the dream world and reality begins to blur, he finds himself questioning whether the gig is worth it. Molly McGee is incredibly active online and constantly tapped into the discourse. She was one of the faces of the HarperCollins strike and is outspoken about her own experiences with debt, class, and labor. Beyond social media, you may have already seen her as one of PW's writers to watch, or the novel being named most anticipated book of 2023 by LitHub and the Millions. There are loads more confirmed interviews to come, and the review attention will be equally powerful. I can't emphasize enough how relevant and energetic Molly is, and I can't wait for her to visit your stores and meet you, your colleagues, and your patrons when she's on tour this fall. Happy is a novel named simply after its hopelessly optimistic hero, Happy Singh Soni, a young cinephile growing up in a rural village in India who journeys to Italy in order to pursue his dreams of becoming a movie star. True to his name, Happy uses his wild imagination to maintain his sunny attitude, taking everything that's painful and precarious about his reality and turning it into cinema, poetry, and even dance. But far from simple, Happy's psyche is complex and conflicted. Selina Baljit Basra's background in the arts is apparent as she asserts Happy's right to the central and creative elements of life, which she argues are just as important as basic needs like food, water, and shelter. Oh, but her writing on food is equally drool-worthy. Her prose is lyrical, but funny, at turns poetic and conversational, making her a fresh new voice in literary fiction, just the kind of author libraries and indie bookstores champion better than anybody else. And finally, Her Side of the Story by Alba de Cespedes is a book that Elena Ferrante called a novel of encouragement. And once you know a little bit about the plot of the book, it's easy to see why. The novel opens in Rome at the end of World War II, where a woman, Alessandra, is awaiting trial for murder. In an effort to explain what compelled her to pull the trigger, Alessandra looks back on her life and on the lives of the women around her, exploring the toxic effects of the patriarchy across generations and political ideology. We know this book will resonate with the new generation of readers who came to de Cespedes' work with Forbidden Notebook, which we published in January to glowing reviews, as you can see. And we look forward to watching both novels sell beautifully through the holidays. Together and apart, they make the perfect gift for the literary women in your life. I want to thank you again for your time and support, and please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly with any requests for galleys or author events or questions about our books and authors. Our social handles are here if you want to follow us, and thanks again. I look forward to hearing from you soon.